All right, man. Let's talk about Erickson Lubin. Taking on Vergil Ortiz. I believe they're in the Dallas Fort Worth area this Saturday on the zone. I don't know what the undercard look like. I know Kid Austin pulled out, but Lubin, 5'11" and a half, 74 and 4.5 inch arm reach. Vergil, 5'10", 70-inch arm reach according to Box Rec. So I think Lubin been in there with Jamil Charlo. He been there with Ishe Smith. He been in there with Sebastian Fondora. Last win was on Pro Box versus Andrell Holmes, 6'2". I think he had about 74, 75-inch reach. Southpaw, he stopped him late in that one. I think Vergil Ortiz last fight. Who was he in there with? Was it the Madrimal fight? But he's fought Madrimal, Boca Chuck, and he going against the Southpaw. I think Madrimal was a Southpaw as well too. I think he fought McKisson. McKisson might have been a Southpaw, real slick Southpaw. Boom! I didn't know Lubin was that big of a junior middleweight as far as his height and his reach. So it'll be interesting fight for him. I mean, Vergil's gonna have to cut that distance with Lubin. I think, how has he cut that distance at a 4-inch disadvantage? He fought McKisson. The McKisson gave him some problems with the slick style. UK kind of, hit him with some stuff, but he didn't really have no steam behind those punches. If McKisson can punch, that fight would have been very interesting at welterweight. So when you start kind of thinking, when you start putting Mexicans in there with, that black style, whether it's, aggressively slick or aggressively athletic or just aggressive, they tend to lose. Brian Norman Jr., I say this all the time, he looked like shit until he fought that Centeno guy. He looked like, he looked like money when he fought him. So, Vergil Ortiz ain't fought a whole bunch of guys like Erickson Lubin that I can really think of. I think he fought what was the brother that he fought some fights ago? I can't remember that. He fought him at welterweight. Supposed to be a real slick kid. I can't remember his name. I feel like he fought him. I can't remember who he was. But I don't think he's seen nobody like Lubin. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's seen nobody like Lubin. He talking about how he lost love for the game after somebody said he hoped Lubin sent him to the upper room. I just don't like the way he moved. I like his resume. Whether it's Boca Chuck, I feel like he lost versus Madrimal. I feel like he lost that fight. And I know people are like, oh, he beat him better than Crawford. Man, score the fight. I don't want to hear nobody talking about wins or losses, including myself, unless you scored that fight. He didn't do shit for 6-7 rounds in that fight. He got outpointed. But what they tend to do is condition y'all mind to believe the guy that's coming forward, just get him the round. It doesn't work that way. It's ring generalship for me. Madrimov put the first 7 out of 6 rounds or 7 out of 8 rounds or 6 out of 7 rounds. He put them in the bank. But then again, people just thinking Vergil Ortiz, oh, he finished strong, so he won the fight. No, when we scoring, it's a point system. I know a lot of people feel like the point system is outdated and the point system ain't what it used to be and it should be updated. I would want to update everything. The point system is the point system. If y'all want to see them motherfuckers fight to the death, I'm good. I'm cool with that. Or fighting today, somebody quit, I'm cool with that. But until they make those changes, the point system is the points. He got outpointed in that fight. I don't care how strong Vergil Ortiz finished that fight. He lost that fight. He lost the Boca Chuck fight. But it's a different animal because, this ain't Boca Chuck. This is an experienced, slick fighter, good power. And really, at this point, if he lose that, Lubin lose his fight, niggas might be saying it's time for him to get his CDLs. So you a hungry, courageous fighter. He got to be hungry. This is maybe his last opportunity. Then you passed up a title fight versus Mazaliab, and maybe the money wasn't there for that. They both passed that fight up. So if Vergil gonna get the win, it's cutting that distance off. Lubin been in there with Sebastian Fondora, and whatever that was going on in that fight, he wanted to move, but he couldn't move. You got to ask him why he didn't really move. And Fondora's a big guy. But with Vergil Ortiz, you want to apply that pressure on him. And Lubin Lubin gonna fight off them ropes. Lubin gonna fight. So if I'm Vergil Ortiz, I'm already prepared When I start digging in his ass, no Diddy. Start beating on him, he gonna fight. He gonna fight. So if I'm Vergil Ortiz and I'm in camp, I'm practicing on working up and down and down and up. That if I'm Robert Garcia, once we start applying that pressure, we put this kid on the ropes. I'm telling Vergil, don't forget about the body. Work up and down and down and up. That's what I would be telling them. You know, when we get them on them ropes, we gonna punish them. We gonna punish them up and down and down and up. Don't just sit here and shoot for the head. You know, and so I think, you know, when Vergil get him on the ropes and press him to the ropes, he must up and down. You know he gonna fight. So be prepared to go from defense to offense, offense from defense. That'll be my first thing I'll tell him. Once you start putting him in the position to be in them corners on them ropes, make sure you got your defense on point, because he ain't gonna give a fuck. I think Lubin Haitian, them motherfuckers crazy, bro. He gonna fight. He gonna fight. And the other thing I'll be telling, probably I'll be telling this first, is take away the jab. Take away the southpaw jab. You know, whether it's lining yourself up with the straight right, whether it's coming over the top with the left hook, or trying to out jab him. But we need to take away the jab. You know, we need to take away his jab. We take away his jab, you know, start establishing our jab, put him on the ropes. And I think that's the thing about it, you know. And also, you know, they probably feel like they got the better chin, you know, so maybe we can take a few more shots, but ultimately, I don't know, for Lubin. Take this shit off. Hold on real quick. But yeah, ultimately for Lubin, we'll see what happens. But in general, I think for Vergil, that's the number one thing that I think. My bad, real quick. Hold on. I think that's what he should be. I think that's what he should be practicing. You know, take away the jab, attack the body, put him on the ropes, get him on the ropes, stop him. You know, he gonna fight off the ropes. He's courageous to the point where, you know, he got too much heart, you know, which is stupidity. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Vergil, take away the jab, get him on the ropes. He gonna fight off the ropes rather than defend and fight and tie up and beat it and just attack the body, take the jab away, put him on the ropes, work up and down and down and up. If I'm him, you know, and you know, Vergil Ortiz also has the how can I say it? He has the luxury of probably being the house fighter for this fight. So if he come forward, they gonna score for him. So they gonna probably, you know, rob for Vergil regardless. He probably gonna start this fight up 3 or 4 points. He gonna start off with the Canelo special. But if I'm Lubin, I'm not here to get a decision. Let me say this first and foremost. If I'm Erickson Lubin, I'm not here to get a decision. I'm here to get a stoppage. We here to get we here for domination. We here for domination. I'm not here to get a decision. If I'm Lubin, I ain't here to get a decision. So if I'm Lubin, I want to establish my jab, and I want to keep that jab established, because he got to cut that distance off on you. And if I'm Coach Kevin Lubin, I'm attacking the body. This is a dude who had rhabdomyosis. This is a dude who struggled to make weight at this weight already. He might not make weight for this fight. This is a dude who didn't want to do the 10-pound rehydration clause. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to do the 10-pound rehydration clause with Mazzaglia. I'm going to the body. That'll be my number one thing, is I'm going to his body. So if I'm him, we attacking the drum. I'm going to the drum. I'm going dumb on the drum. I'm getting that jab established. I'm really going to that body, you know. But, you know, Vergil don't have the best defense, and he also like to do that high guard. So with him going into that high guard, I think they should step around, you know, throw punches, you know, use angles, uppercut, that high guard. He like to go in his real hot shell because he can't defend for real. He can't have no defense. So they go into this hot shell like Arthur Abraham used to go into this hot shell. I would have Lubin shoe shining. I'd have Lubin, you know, taking advantage, going around them elbows, viciously ripping his body, And I had Lubin, using those angles, stepping around, finding those little holes in his defense, and really using sauce. But I want him to sauce it up. But then I also want him to change up the speeds of them punches and really rip some shots here and there. Because Vergil, like, he like to get you in the corner, and he like to make sure that you like stationary, like your legs is gone and you tired. And then he attacked. Even versus Madrimov, he did the same thing. Where Madrimov still was lively, he wasn't attacking. Vergil like to know, he's like a quarterback that needs you to be open. He can't throw you open, or he can't anticipate. He can't anticipate you getting open. He needs you to be a set target to score. Pay attention to that. He needs you to be set to score. So you got to understand, he likes to be on platform to punch. And if Lubin is able to really keep that jab going, feint them, and then step over and find them holes in that defense, you know what I'm saying? But also, like, he got to really look at what Andre Durrell did to Arthur Abraham too. Also, you got to be able to push him back in a straight line. Don't just step over. That way, keep him off balance. But that's why I say, if he ripped that body, he'd stop Vergil Ortiz. If he ripped that body and do what I say do, establish that jab, use the little angles here, feint him to freeze him, keep that jab busy, rip that body, he'll stop him if he go to the body. I'm telling you, he will stop Vergil Ortiz if he go to the body. If he go to that body, he's stopping Vergil, bro. I'm telling y'all, the Mexicans can't take it to the body. And also, he had rhabdomyosis. I might have him drop some jabs to the body to come over. I'm not focused on stopping Vergil to the head if I'm Lubin. I'm going to that body. Weight problems, been in 3 weight classes, didn't get a title, didn't want to do the 10-pound rehydration. I am ripping that body. My whole game plan is jab, feint, slide, step over, use angles, rip the body. So, probably wondering who you're picking. I'm going with the black man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm going with the brother Lubin for the upset. He could be on robbery alert. I'm gonna go with Lubin. I'm gonna say Lubin stop him in 10. I'm going to say, because I don't think he's going to get a decision in Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm going to say Lubin stop him in 10. A Mexican going down in 10. Lubin in 10. Lubin going to listen to me. He going to rip that body. He going to crucify Vergil Ortiz. We ain't going to never hear from this bitch-ass nigga again, man. Lubin in 10. Check out the fight prediction playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me everywhere. Peace.